There we go. So, Common Core. A for algebra, RE for reasoning, and it is number 11. And it says explain, and find solutions to y equals f of x and y equals g of x. So really, to find their solutions, we use f of x and g of x because they're two different lines, all right? So we graph two different lines. The solution has to be their intersection. Yeah, Austin.
Why do you write A-R-E-I every time?
Right, so when you go to Common Core, great question. So now I did not write Common Core. It was a big committee way back in Washington, D.C. So when you go to the Common Core, I'm surprised nobody's ever asked this stuff. That's pretty good. So you go to the Common Core, and you're going to find in this Common Core, for instance, here it is, building functions. So F for functions, building functions, right? Then you got number 1, write a function, blah, 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 blah. See? Okay, so what we're doing is, let me find the one we're doing. I think I actually got to go back. Number 11. Let me find it. It's in here somewhere, the one we're doing. Yeah, okay, here it is. So we are going to, here's number 11, right? And you go to A for algebra, because we're in the algebra core. RE for reasoning, reasoning with equations and inequalities. And then you go through and you see which one it is, and we're actually number 11, okay? Great question. So, you know, since I'm a math teacher, I have to follow the Common Core. Mr. Daly wants me to make sure that I teach the Common Core every day because that's what's on the test, right? So let's take a look at it. Example 1. So to verify. So if 2, 4 is a solution, if it is a solution, then if I plug 2 in for x and 4 in for y into both equations, I should get a true statement. So here's how I do it. I've got two equations, equation 1 and equation 2. I'm going to write them side by side because I need to do a little bit of work. So equation 1 is simply my x minus my 2y equals negative 6. I'm going to write them both because I have to verify it for both. It must work for both, okay? And equation 2, I'll write my 2x plus y equals 8. So what I've been told in this example is that 2, 4 is the answer. If I were to graph these, I'm being told that they intersect at 2, 4, okay? So if that's the case, then a x value of 2 and a y value of 4 should give me an answer of negative 6. And an x value of 2 and a y value of 4 should give me a value of 8. If that happens, then it is a solution. It has to work for both. If it doesn't happen, then somebody's lying to me, and that's not my solution, okay? So let's check it out. So I put my 2 in for my x, I'll put my 4 in for my y, and I'll simplify it, okay? So I put my 2 in for my x, put my 4 in for my y, it's 2 minus 8, and sure enough, that's negative 6, right? So I put a T for true, because that's true. Negative 6 equals negative 6. I want to put a T for true. I agree with that, okay? Now we'll do the same thing with the second equation, because it has to work for both. So I'll put in the 2 in for the x, and the 4 in the y, and hopefully it will equal 8. So I'll go 2 times my 2 plus my 4, because I plugged in the 2 for the x and the 4 for the y. 4 plus 4 equals 8. 8 equals 8. That's true. What this tells me is 2, 4 is the solution for these two lines. So somehow if I were to graph these two lines, if I did, they would intersect at the point 2, 4. That's how I verify it. So to verify it, I plugged it in to both equations. I needed a true statement on both sides. Okay? Thumbs up? That seem pretty easy?
Yeah.
Okay? All right. Example 2, let's just graph it. Now, when we graph, what we try and do is try and solve for y, right? We've got to solve for y. If we're going to graph any line, we've got to solve for y, so we have a y-intercept and we got a slope. So let me go ahead again. I'm going to write them side by side. X plus y equals 4. And I'll write a 2y plus 4 equals x, right? So I need a little room because I need to solve for y. So I wrote them side by side so that I could solve for y, okay? That's what I need to do. So in order to solve for y, let's bring over the x. How do I bring over the x? What do I do to get rid of this x? Guys, agree, subtract x, we'll go minus x, solve for y equals a 4 minus x. And if I'm going to graph this, I know I start at 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Start at 4. And this is like a 1 over 1, right? So I know I'm going to have a slope of negative 1 over 1, so we're going to go down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and draw my line in. Okay, there it is. So then I need to graph this one. The x is already over there, so let's just bring over the 4, okay? So let's go minus 4, so I'll put 2y equals an x minus 4, right? Divide by 2, y equals a 1/2 x. You okay with 1/2 because there's a 1 there? Minus 2. Okay, now that one I can graph also. So I'll start this one at negative 2, 1, 2, right? And I'll go up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2. So the answer is where they intersect. So I need the actual coordinate of the point. Yeah, so the coordinate of the point is right there. So the answer must be where they intersect, which is at 4, 0, okay? That's the solution to the system, okay? Pretty easy? Okay, Jonah says good. Thumbs up, right? No problem at all. How's Will doing? Okay, how's Will doing? Will, are you with me?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, how about example 3? So same thing. Let's go ahead and set them up because I need to solve for y, so I'll take my 3x plus y equals 3 and 2 plus y equals negative 3x. Okay, now, the reason I do this, okay, the whole reason I write them side by side is I need to solve for y, right? So I need a little room to work. That's why I write them side by side. I need some room to work so I can graph them, okay? So, let's bring over the 3x, right? So subtract of y equals a 3, it's a bad looking 3, a 3 minus a 3x. So I can graph this one. Start at 3, 1, 2, 3. Slopes down 3 over 1, down 3 over 1, down 3 over 1. So I'm going to graph that line. Okay, there's my first line. All right. Second line, let's bring over the 2. So y equals a negative 3x minus 2, because I have to subtract the 2, right? To bring it over. I mean, this is algebra 2, so I don't have to show every step. You guys are smarter than that. Subtract the 2, right? So in this case, I'm going to start at negative 2. And I'm going to go down 3 over 1, down 3 over 1. So it looks to me like they're not going to intersect. In fact, I know they're not because they are parallel. How do I know they're parallel? What clue? Same slope. Everybody agree with that? So for sure they're parallel, same slope, right? So what's the solution? No solution, okay? No solution, okay? 2 thumbs up so far? Okay. 2 thumbs up, yes. Austin.
Couldn't you have just solved it by looking at the equations instead of graphing it?
Yes, you could. Yes, you could. Now, if I ask on a quiz for you to graph it, you can still do that, right? But you're right. At this point in time, I already knew they were parallel. I could have got straight to that. I agree with you. Okay. All right. Here we go. Well, spin page. There you go. Okay. Example 4. So find the solution of this system and then graph. Okay. So same thing. I like to set them up side by side. I'll take my 2x plus my y equals 3. And my other one, I'll go as 6x equals 9 minus 3y. Okay, so the only reason I write them separately and side by side is I need room to work. That's why I write them side by side, okay? So on the first one, bring over the 2x, right? How do I bring over the 2x? Subtract it, right? y equals 3 minus 2x. So let's start, graph this one up at 3, 1, 2, 3, down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, right? Hopefully it's pretty easy, right? Second equation. Let's see, things are kind of backwards, but that's okay. Maybe I'd write it as a 9 minus 3y equals 6x. Just switch it around. You okay if I just do that? Does that make it easier if I just switch it around? And then I'll bring over the 9. So I'll have a negative 3y equals 6x minus 9. Divide by negative 3. I get a y equals a negative 2x plus 3. Okay, Austin, tell me what we're looking at. What do you see, Austin? All real numbers, because they're going to be the same line, aren't they? So I start here, go down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1. They're the exact, see how they intersect? So they intersect in all of these places, right? So the answer is all real numbers. And of course the abbreviation for that is the cursive capital R, right? Okay, how am I doing? Example 5. It's a story problem, but we can handle it, okay? So, Big Dog Snowboard Company charges $15 for equipment plus $35 per hour for snowboard lessons, okay? Big Dog. So, first of all, an equation. Let's do an equation for Big Dog. So, the cost for Big Dog is going to be 15. You step in the door, you've got to pay 15, right? No matter how long you ski, it's just 15, right? That's your, come in the door, here's your $15, okay? Plus our $35 per hour. Okay, there's Big Dog. Okay, you okay with that equation? Half Pipe charges $40 for equipment and $25 per lesson. Okay, so cost is $40 plus $25 an hour. Okay, now which one's best? Where are you going to go? Where are you going to go? Who are you going to rent from? Are you going to go Big Dog or Half Pipe? Okay, why do you like Half Pipe?
Well, it depends how long you're there for.
So if you're like a super shredder and you want to be on the slopes all day long, maybe you want to go there, right? Maybe, right? Maybe you're a beginner. You're not a super shredder. Just kind of, you barely shred. So if this one's going to be less per hour, right? That one's less per hour. I might want to go there if I go for a long time. This one's going to be, so what we got to do is find out when it's more cost effective for one or the other. So, all right, I got to calculate. So first of all, if I go 0 hours, right? I rent the equipment, I trip, I fall out the door, I break my leg, I'm done. It's going to cost me $15. Unless they're nice and they give me my money back, right? These guys, ran it, I trip, I break my leg, it's going to cost me $40, right? Now, if I go 1 hour, it's going to cost me $35 more, right? So let's see, what's 15? I'm going to just use my calculator. 15 plus my 35. So 1 hour is going to cost me $50. Wow, skiing is so expensive. If I go 2 hours, it's going to cost me another $35, right? 85. This is why I don't ski that much. And then plus another $35, $120. That's a lot of money. So I took my 15 and then I added 35 for each hour. Now I could have plugged in 1, 2, and 3, right? Okay, now let's look at Half Pipe. So this is going to be $25 an hour, so I start with 40. And I go 1 hour, so I better add in my 25. It's going to cost 65. Okay. And then I add in another 25, and I get 90. And then I add in another 45 or 25, and I get 115, okay? So at this point, Half Pipe's definitely cheaper, right? Or is it? Well, it depends. So at what point would they be equal? At what point would they be equal? 2.5. 2.5? So I think 2.5 2.5 is correct. 2.5 maybe equal. Is there a way we can check that? So let's put 2.5 here. And how can we check it?
Substitute 2.5 to h.
Yeah, let's do that. I totally agree. So let's go. You ready? First equation. We're going to go. Okay, bring it up. I'm going to go 15 plus my 35 times 2.5. Okay, $102.50. Let's go 40 plus 25 times 2.5. And sure enough, you guys are totally right. We just proved it, didn't we? You were right. All right. So today, homework. Probably going to need some graph paper. 186, 2, 3, 6, 7, 10, 11, 12. That's a 12. 32, 35, 57, 62.